Okay, the purpose of this video is to go over your homework assignment for yesterday, which was Wednesday, on the lesson how can you add and subtract whole numbers. If you remember correctly, we did a couple of those problems together, so I may not go cover over all of them, but I'll cover as many as I can. So let's go ahead and get started. I believe that I'm just going to go on through 7 through 18 and do a couple of them just for practice. So I'm going to start with number 8. And it says make sure that you align your numbers carefully. It's 19,335 plus 24,281. And remember, you can always use graph paper to help you to, add your numbers. That way you can align your numbers carefully, right? Your digits carefully. So we start off with your 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 3 plus 8 is 11. I have to carry the 1. And remember, the reason why we always carry is because of the fact that if we can make a group of 10, that means that we can make one group of the number to the left, right? Meaning that you can make, if you have 10 tens, that means you can make one group of 100, which is what we're doing right here. So that's why we're adding that 1 up at the top. So 3 plus 2 equals 5, plus 1 more is 6. Bring down your comma. 9 plus 4 is 13. We can make a group of 10, so therefore we regroup and add a 1 to the 10,000s place. And then 1 plus 2 is 3, plus the 1 that you carried is 3. So the answer, or your sum for that, is 33,600. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, not 33. Hello, Victor. Mr. Calzada. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus the 1 that you carried is 4. 4. Okay, so I need to watch out for that. Make sure that it's 4. So the answer again, or the sum for that, is 43,616. Okay, let's continue. Let's try something that is a little more challenging. Let's try number 10. Since the first number has 5 digits and the second number has 6 digits. So they're trying to trick you there. So be careful that you align your numbers carefully, right? The first number goes all the way to the 100,000s place, and the second number only goes to the 10,000s place. So align those numbers right. Let's go ahead and add. 9 plus 0 is 9. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 3 is 6. Bring down the comma. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 0 is 6. And of course, you bring down your 1. So your sum for number 10 is 162,689. All right, let's go ahead and try number 15. Number 15, again, you got a 6-digit number and a 4-digit number. So again, they're trying to trick you. Watch out. Align your numbers carefully, right? The 1 goes in the thousands place. And of course, the rest you put them in where they belong. And then you find the difference. Watch out for the regrouping, right? Or the borrowing, like they say. You can't take away from 4 from 0. So 0 is going to try and borrow from that 0 in the tens place. But that can't do that either. So the 0 in the tens is going to borrow from the 3 in the hundreds place, which gives you a 2. Remember, every time you borrow 1 from the number on the left, it's like giving 10 to the number on the right. So therefore, that's why the 0 turns into a 10, because 10 plus 0 is 10. Now, you're not done yet, because you still need to borrow for that 0 in the ones place. So the 10 turns into a 9, and that 0 turns into a 10 now in the ones place. Now you can subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 7 is 2. And then you can't subtract 7 from 2. So again, you need to borrow 1,000. So the 3 turns into a 2 and the 2 into a 10. Because there are 10 hundreds for every 1,000 that you borrow. So 12 minus 7 equals 5. Bring down your comma. You've got 2 minus 1, which is 1. And then, of course, after that, you just bring your other ones. So therefore, your difference is 111,526. Okay, let's try also, let's try number 18. Try number 18. And that'll be for these problems. So number 18, again, we've got a 6-digit number at the top, your total, 103,558. And then you have a 5-digit number, 64,671. Align your numbers carefully. Now, if you want to use a place value chart when you add or subtract numbers, then more power to you. Go for it. If that helps to align your numbers, then that's great. Now, before I attempt to solve this problem, watch out for the tens place, because the number at the bottom is greater than the number at the top. So you're going to have to regroup there or borrow. Same thing with a number in the hundreds place. A 6 is greater than the 5, right? And also in the 10,000s place, where the 6 is greater than the 0. Like the reason why we look at it is because that way it helps us to expect or to know what we will do as we solve the problem, right? So 8 minus 1 is 7. 5 minus 10, we said we couldn't, so we borrow from the 5. 5 turns into a 4, and a 5 into a 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. Can't subtract 6 from 4, but of course we knew we would have to borrow from there already. So we're going to borrow from the 3. 3 turns into a 2, and a 4 into a 14, because 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. Can't subtract 4 from 2, so you're going to have to borrow from 0, but 0, you can't borrow from 0. So 0 has to borrow from the 1. So 1 turns into a 0, 0 into a 10. Now that 2, you can borrow from the 10 in the 10,000s place. So the 10 turns into a 9, and the 2 into a 12. So 12 minus 4 equals 8. 9 minus 6 equals 3. And there is your difference. 38,887. All right, we're going to stop for those problems, and then we're going to check out the ones in the back now. So I'm going to move to the next page if I can. It looks like what is up. There it is, finally. And we're looking at number 19. Number 19 says, reason. Why should you estimate before you find the sum or difference of large numbers? Well, the answer is that you can see if your answer is close to the actual answer. Okay, that's the answer to number 19. Yesterday we talked about that. Estimating helps you to check if your actual sum or difference is close, right, to the right answer. If your estimate ends up being like, say, 20,000, and then you solve the problem and your actual sum or difference ends up being like 50,000, well, then that tells you that you're doing something wrong. So estimating helps to check if the adding or subtracting is being done correctly, because your estimated answer should be close to your actual and vice versa. Okay, number 20, we have, it says about 66,150,000 households in the United States have cats, and about 58,200,000 households have dogs. About how many more households have cats than dogs? Well, this is a two-step problem. When I see the word about it, that means estimate. And when we're comparing how many more and you have than cats than dogs, then you're going to have to find the difference. So first thing I want to do is I got to make sure I'm going to write that problem right here at the bottom, give myself some space, and I'm going to write down my numbers, which is 66,150,000, and go ahead and space yourself out. That way you can align your numbers carefully. And your second number is 50, let me see if I can see that correctly, 58 million, I hope I'm looking at that right, 58,200,000 dogs. Now remember, you're supposed to find an estimate first, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to round up to the highest place value. In this case, it ends up being the 10 millions place. Because of that 6, the 6 goes up to 7. So therefore we have 70 million cats. Because of that 8, the 5 turns into a 6. So that turns into 60 million dogs. If you find a difference between those two, it ends up being a difference of 10 million. Okay, or about 10 million. All right, for number 21, hopefully I'm looking at my book and then I'm looking at your book, and number 20 has different numbers. So hopefully I used the right numbers that your book had, right? Number 21, we're supposed to use the table to answer our questions. So for number 21, I'm just going to ask you to check it real quick. The answer is number 20. I'm sorry, for number 21 is letter D. I'm sorry. Number 21 is letter D. For number 22, the answer is letter C, right? And of course, And number 23, let me go ahead and read that one real quick. It says, Lisa has a basket of 17 tomatoes. She makes sauce with 9 tomatoes. If Lisa wants to split up the rest between 3 friends and herself, how many tomatoes does each person get? Well, again, Lisa has 17 and she used 9 of those, right? So if you find a difference there, that ends up being 8. And let me go ahead and write that down. So 17 minus 9 is 8. That's how much she has. And then out of those 8, she says that she wants to share them amongst 3 friends and herself. So that means that she's sharing those 8 amongst 4 people, right? For her 3 friends and herself. So that means that each person gets 2 tomatoes each. All right. Number 24, it says that there are about 44,000 farms in Florida and about 38,000 farms. Now notice that it says about, so that means to estimate, right? That's an estimation. At 38,000 farms in New York. Are the total number of estimated farms in Florida and New York greater or less than 100,000? Well, the estimated amounts are less. I mean, really look at it. I mean, let's write those numbers side by side. You got 44,000. And then you got 38,000. Is that greater than or less than 100,000? Those numbers are less than 100,000. All right. And if you were to add them together, right? Florida and New York, that would give you an estimated sum of 82,000. And that still ends up being less than 100,000. All right. Let me move on. Number 25, it's all you had to do was find the difference, right? You have a total of 350. And then, of course, you're going to take away 206 from that. Find the difference, align your numbers carefully. Can't borrow 6 from 0. So you borrow from 5. 5 turns into a 4 and a 0 into a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4. And then, of course, 3 minus 2 is 1. So that means that there are 144 more bones, right, in adults than there are in, there are 144 more bones that a baby has than an adult, which is kind of an interesting fact, right? Number 26, it says Jorge has $8. He wants to buy a hamburger for $4.98, fries for 99 cents, and a drink for $1.39. Tax is 52 cents. Does he have enough money? Tell how to use estimation to decide. Well, you're gonna round up to the nearest dollar, right? The $8 you don't round because that's already to the nearest whole number. But $4.98 is closer to $5, right? The nearest whole dollar, 5. And 99 cents for the fries is about $1. And then of course the drink, round that off to $1.39, that's about $1 too. So if you and then of course the tax is 52 cents, so that's another dollar right there, right? I'm sorry. This is how much he has, right? And this is how much he's going to pay. So how much does he end up paying for a burger? $5. For the fries, $1. For the drink, about another $1. And for taxes, about $1. So that's 5 plus 3 equals 8. Does he have enough? Well, he has 8, right? So the answer is, yeah, he does. Because he's going to pay about $8. He has $8 to pay with. So he has enough. Now the question here is 8 more or less than the estimated amount? We'll take a look at it. 5 is greater than the estimated amount. $5 is greater than 99 cents. $1 is a little less than $1.39, and $1 is a little bit greater than 52 cents. So, therefore, it looks like our estimated answer, which is 8, is going to be above or greater than the actual amount that he pays, which is good because that means he's going to have enough to pay for what he's going to buy with his $8. Okay? All right, guys. That's it for this one.